It's so catchy. It's so poppy. I just want to like dance to that all day long. Maybe I should do that in the future. What's up, party people? It's Friday. As always, I want to know, what are you doing for the weekend? Put it in the chat box. I want to know. This weekend we have what? Okay, let me give you a rundown of my weekend. Number one, CrossFit Saturday morning. It's a requirement. No excuses. Always happens. Greatest class of the week. Partner WOD. Very fun. Pretty damn story. Then I go get an acai bowl with Kylie, with Indy, and with some friends. And then from that point onwards, we usually go in the pool. We just go mess around, have a good time. Sunday rolls around, kind of repeat the exact same thing. It's literally just like fun in the sun, exercise every day. I mean, that's pretty much the formula for success on my side. So what is your formula for success? Tell me what you're doing this weekend. That's what I want to know. Today, we're going to be talking about blood glucose terminology and how Amla Berries may or may not fit into your overall blood glucose management program. There's a lot of really cool stuff that comes out of the research world as far as berries are concerned. Amla berries in particular, about how they can affect your blood glucose. And I'd love to be able to talk about all that stuff and learn from you guys to see if you've seen any improvements in your blood glucose control using Amla Green. So let's go in the chat box. Jacqueline says, hello, going flounder fishing. Wow. Dinner murder. Dinner murder. Dinner, comma, murder mystery play, comma, church concert. Whoa, that's an action-packed weekend. Jacqueline, maybe I can come along for some of that. That sounds like fun. Okay. Carlos says pumpkin patch. Heck yeah. It's time to start the pumpkin carving. What are you guys going to dress up as for Halloween? That's what I want to know. Indigo has already decided what our outfits are going to be. She's going to go as a pumpkin. Her mom is dressing as a pumpkin, and for whatever reason, dad is dressing as an elephant. So I have no choice but to listen to my 2-year-old, and she'll dictate pretty much everything in my life from here on out. So just got to get used to it. All right. So let's talk about Amla Berries. What is the way? Hi, buddy. Everybody meet Blue. Blue, you want to say what's up? Say hi. She's the cutest. Okay, so the question is, what are Amla berries and why do they work? Why do they help you control your blood glucose? Well, if we go backwards in time to the year, it was early 2000s, there was some research that actually demonstrated that Amla berries are one of the most powerful blood glucose reducing foods ever discovered. There's a lot of foods that can help you reduce your blood glucose values, including, but not limited to, number one, bitter melon. Number two, aloe vera. Number three, cinnamon. Not every kind of cinnamon, but Ceylon cinnamon in particular, because there's Ceylon and there's cassia. Cassia is what you buy in most grocery stores. Ceylon is the stuff that actually comes from India. Hard to find, a little bit more expensive. That's the one that actually can lower your blood glucose. Number four, Amla berries. Number five, berberine. Berberine is another very powerful blood glucose lowering food, or I should say supplement. And it can help significantly blunt glucose spikes. There's another one that you guys may have heard of and seen online called vinegar. And vinegar isn't as powerful as the rest of these other ones, but it definitely has a very powerful effect at lowering blood glucose in the post-meal state. And then in addition to that, there's also another one called moringa. Moringa comes from Africa. It comes from the moringa tree. You can actually grow it in many tropical climates. And it can definitely lower blood glucose as well. So there's a whole collection of foods that are known as oral hypoglycemics, meaning foods that can help you lower your blood glucose without the use of medication. Amla berries just happens to be one of the best, one of the most powerful, one of the most effective. Diane says, what's up, Cyrus? Apple picking up in New York. Wow, that sounds like fun. I think it's starting to get cold up there, so I don't envy you for that. Marilyn says, going to Madera Beach, Florida with 3 of my sisters. Hopefully we will be able to fly, staying for a week. Marilyn, did you know Madera Beach is like 10 miles up from my house? So maybe I'll see you there. Carlos says, which set of Amla Green do you recommend as a starter? Okay, so Carlo, I'm going to actually get into that because we're going to talk about the pumpkin spice flavor. That's actually what I would use right now because it's the fall. But before we get there, let me just talk about blood glucose control in general. Again, there's many different types of foods that can help you lower your blood glucose, but in particular, amla berries are one of the most powerful ones. So one of the reasons why it's so powerful is because a tiny bit can go a very, very, very long way. Some of the research suggests that you can take as much as 1/4 of one amla berry per day. Okay, that would be like taking a grape and cutting it into quarters. Imagine if you took a grape, you cut it into 4 pieces, and you took one of those pieces and put it in your mouth. And then for the next 24 hours, your blood glucose was lower. Okay. It's a really, really, really small berry, or a small piece of a berry, that actually has a very profound metabolic effect. So that's how powerful amla berries are. So the research demonstrates that you can take people who are living with type 2 diabetes with a fasting blood glucose of north of 125. You can give them 1/4 of one amla berry per day, and their blood glucose starts coming down. And over the course of a 3-week period, their blood glucose goes from over 125, call it 125 on average, down to about 95 on average. 30-point drop in less than 3 weeks. That's very powerful. Okay. Here's the thing. As with any medication, as with any dietary pattern, the only way that it's going to continue to work is if you are consistent in your habits. So the food itself has a very powerful metabolic effect, but the effect is not something that will persist over the course of time unless you, as the individual, decide that you're going to incorporate it into your overall lifestyle. So I say this all the time, and I'm going to say it over and over again. Consistency is the key. Consistency is the key to many things in life. It's the key to building good relationships with friends and family. It's the key to interpersonal communication. It's the key to changing your exercise habits. It's the key to changing your dietary habits. It's the key to improving your mental health. If you take small little bite-sized chunks, little habits, little actions on a daily basis, and you repeat those over and over and over and over and over and over again, as if you were a robot, and you do it hundreds of thousands of times over the course of your lifetime, you're going to incorporate those. They're going to become automatic, and then you're going to benefit from that. So Amla Green is a tea that enables you to take the amla berries and put it into your diet and make it very easy and systematic, so that you can just put in one tiny little microscopic baby scoop on a daily basis into a tea or a salad dressing or a smoothie or a soup or a coffee, and get the power of the metabolic power of the berries, and move on with your day and not have to worry about things. Right? So consistency is definitely necessary. Now, Bess, if you wouldn't mind, could you do me a favor and share your screen and go onto the Amla Green website? And I want to show people an answer to Carlos' question here, which is, what is the right flavor to choose? As you can see on the screen here, if you just go to the amlagreen.com website, you will be able to take a look at all the different flavors that we have available. So if you click on the Shop All button right there, perfect, thank you. You can see right here in the hero section that you can choose from a number of different things. You got the green bottle. So first of all, you got the coffee on the left-hand side, which is the most recent product that we just created. And people are giving us very, very good feedback on this coffee product. If you're a coffee drinker and you can stand drinking caffeine, I highly recommend getting your hands on this, because it's powerful stuff. It's like coffee on steroids. Okay. It's coffee with the power of amla berries inside. This product is very unique. It doesn't exist anywhere else in the world. And people are loving the flavor, loving the experience, and getting the benefit of the amla berries. So that's number one. The next product is the green product, which is called the Amla Green Classic. So that one is also caffeinated. That one contains green tea, which has a smaller, about a half as much content, caffeine content, as a glass of coffee. And it has a very powerful metabolic effect. It's the original flavor. It's got a very soothing flavor. And a lot of people love that. The next bottle, it has a sort of like reddish, deep red color. Oh, shoots, I forgot. The Amla Green Classic just won an award as well. We won an award called I'm going to try to dig it up, the Eco Excellence Award. And this is given to products that demonstrate that they have a very strong commitment to the environment and to human health. And we won the award after applying for it, because we knew that we had a product that was not only very helpful for people, but also powerful for the environment. So we're proud to say that we're owners of or we're winners of that award. And we actually sent an email to you guys a couple days ago with a coupon code in there where you could save 20%. So long story short, the red bottle is the hibiscus flavor. So the hibiscus flavor is decaffeinated. It contains the power of hibiscus, which itself is a very powerful antioxidant, in addition to the amla berries. And then it's got mint and cinnamon and ginger. It's got a very, very, very soothing flavor. I love it. The next green bottle has a little red sticker on it, and that basically means it's decaf. So this is basically the original flavor, but decaffeinated. So if you're sensitive to caffeine, then pick that bad boy up. If you go for the purple bottle is elderberry, and people care about elderberry because elderberry is one of the most powerful immune boosting foods ever discovered by humans. So this one's got an elderberry flavor, which I personally is my favorite. I love it. And it's also got mint, ginger, cinnamon, and has it's got a powerful taste that's also very soothing. And then finally, the bottom left, you'll see the orange bottle. And that orange bottle is what is called the pumpkin spice flavor. Now, the pumpkin spice flavor is, we created it because there's a lot of people who are pumpkin spice freaks, my wife being one of them. And it's a very tasty flavor. She thinks that it's the best flavor that we have. And again, it has the power of the metabolic power of amla berries, but it also has a very soothing flavor that you can incorporate into many different fall flavored dishes, whether it's a pumpkin spice latte, whether it's a stew, whether it's pumpkin flavored oatmeal. There's a whole collection of recipes, and I'm going to show you exactly what those recipes are in 1 second. So if you like the pumpkin flavor, if you like Halloween, if you like having that inside of your fall regimen, then this is your opportunity. I would highly recommend getting that stuff. Okay. Marilyn says in the comments, Amla coffee every day, unbelievable energy boost. Amla tea at least once a day, unbelievable product. Marilyn, I love you so much. It's not even funny. This is unbelievable. This is fantastic. So I'm very glad to know that you are getting benefit from both of these, because I know that you're also changing your diet as well, and you've seen a significant benefit in your body weight and your blood glucose values. So I am very happy that you are in a completely different, mindset at this point, and you are loving the product. That makes me very, very, very happy. Okay. Carlo, can kids drink the hibiscus one? The answer is yes. Kids can absolutely drink that. The only 2 products that we have that are caffeinated, if caffeine is a concern for your children: number 1, coffee; number 2, regular flavor. Everything else is decaffeinated. Everything else is safe for children. And if you care about caffeine, then do not get either the coffee or the regular flavor. That's all. Okay. Vali. Is that how you pronounce it? Vali. That's a cool name. I love the pumpkin spice amla. Cool. Me too. I'm glad that you love it. That's great. Just 1 scoop a day is sufficient, says Brooke. Okay, Brooke. So let's go back to the research that I talked about earlier that says that 1/4 of one berry, which is the equivalent of 4 grams of amla, can help reduce your blood glucose by more than 30 points in 3 weeks. What we did is we formulated our product to contain slightly more than that active amount. So 1 scoop contains enough amla berries inside of it that gives you that very powerful metabolic benefit. Okay. So just like Marilyn had said earlier in her comment, she says, I drink the coffee for morning, and then I have a tea later in the day. So Marilyn's actually getting 2 servings of amla berries inside of her regimen on a daily basis. And that's totally cool. We have people that drink 2 glasses of tea, 2 glasses of coffee, or sometimes even 3, and get 3 servings per day. And all of them seem to be getting a significant improvement in their blood glucose and their blood pressure and their cholesterol values. So that's a long-winded way of me saying, yes, 1 scoop is enough per day. But if you want, you could take 2, you could take 3, and you're going to get an increased benefit for sure. Valley says, I use the amla green and the pumpkin spice amla every morning, currently adding the elderberry one in too. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. I eat a smoothie bowl on a daily basis, and there's amla inside of my smoothie bowl every single day. It makes me feel like $1 million. Carlos says, combining amla green with metformin, would it cause hypoglycemia? Unlikely, Carlo. I can't speak 100%, but I could say that it's unlikely to happen because both of them will lower your blood glucose values, but neither one of them works directly on the action of your pancreas to stimulate insulin production. The medications that are known to cause hypoglycemia have a direct impact on pancreatic beta cell function. So if a medication that you're using or a supplement that you're using goes to your pancreas and says, knock, knock, make more insulin, then you're likely to experience hypoglycemia if you start taking too much of that. But metformin does not do that. That's why it's considered a very safe blood glucose lowering medication. And Amla berries also do not do that. They work on indirect mechanisms that then lower the requirement of beta cells to secrete insulin. And as a result of that, your risk for hyperglycemia goes way, way, way down. Valley says, I have definitely seen lower blood pressure readings and lower blood sugars as well. Good. It's working. It's absolutely working. That's what I love to hear. Catherine says, pumpkin spice, nice cream, or chia pudding with wood tastes good. I think we have a solution for you, Catherine. All right. Bess, do me a favor. Could you pull up that pumpkin spice? Okay. What we're going to show you is the ultimate pumpkin recipe guide. All right. Now, this thing is mind blowing. All right. If you like the pumpkin flavor, Bess, could you zoom in a little bit, make it a little bit larger? Beautiful. Thank you. Okay. So you can see here in the table of contents that we have a whole collection of recipes that we want to give away to you guys for just absolutely free. You don't have to do anything. Pay no money because I don't want your money. Okay. Here you can get pumpkin spice latte. You can get granola, hummus recipe, muffins, smoothies, pumpkin soup, white bean stews, fruit salad, and beyond. So Bess is going to scroll down and we can kind of fish through this a little bit. If you like what you see here, just type into the chat box the word guide, GUIDE, and we will send it over your way 100% free of charge because we love you. Okay. So here you can basically learn how to make a pumpkin spice latte. That's a great place to start. Pumpkin spice lattes are very tasty. If you haven't had one before, I think you're going to like it. You can use the pumpkin spice Amla Green, and you can also use pumpkin coffee. I'm sorry, Amla Green coffee if you want. The next one is a granola that's got a pumpkin flavor. Who doesn't want granola with a pumpkin flavor? I do. I'll tell you that much. All right. So this teaches you how to make just that. Number 3, hummus that tastes like pumpkin. What? Who comes up with this stuff? This is ridiculous. Okay. I've actually had this before. It's ridiculous. And I do mean that being very sincere. Okay. You take the power of the Amla berry, you add it to a pumpkin spice, you stick it inside of a hummus, and now you have a savory dip. Okay. Pumpkin muffins. What are you talking about? These are pumpkins that are, these are muffins that are actually good for you. Come on. Seems too good to be true. That's ridiculous. All right. Keep going. Keep going. This looks ridiculously tasty. Okay. Pumpkin spice warm smoothie. All right. A warm smoothie. It's the fall. Sometimes drinking a smoothie can be a little cold, especially when you're already wearing a turtleneck and Gore-Tex. You throw this bad boy on and you take a look at the nutrition facts. All right. So this is actually a very nutritious, high nutrient density smoothie that gets you the power of the Amla berries and tastes beautiful. I love it. I think you're going to love it too. Now we got a pumpkin soup. Okay. This pumpkin soup is actually very tasty. It's filling and it also has spiders inside. That's weird. Spiders are tasty. Protein. Okay. Pumpkin mac and cheese. I have not had this recipe, but now that I'm looking at it, I think I want some. If you guys used to eat mac and cheese as a kid, just like I did, remember back in the 80s when we were all eating mac and cheese that had that like disgusting flavored, or what was it like? It was like a powdered cheese that you would add water to, and then it would magically turn into a cheesy flavor. I don't know what the heck we were eating back in the day, and I guarantee it was not good for you. But trust me, this one's going to be actually truly healthy, and it's going to have a pumpkin flavor, and you're going to love the flavor of it. Okay, pause here. Turmeric. Turmeric is one of the most powerful antioxidants that money can buy. Amla berries have twice the power of turmeric. But here's the thing. Who knows that? Nobody knows it because for whatever reason, the world hasn't decided that amla is important enough. Everywhere you go, people are talking about turmeric, turmeric, turmeric. You should get some turmeric. You should get some curcumin. But people don't know what they don't know, which is that the amla berry is twice as powerful, has twice the antioxidant power as turmeric. So if you want to make a soup that's got the power of the amla berry plus turmeric, then boom, it's right in front of you. You can't go wrong with this bad boy. Gosh, I want to make all these foods for dinner. Killing me here. This is great. Okay, pumpkin and white bean stew. You want some of this action in your mouth? I would recommend it. Go for it. Okay. My stomach is grumbling right now. Pumpkin spice fruit salad. Okay, I've actually had this one before. This one's really tasty because I love eating fruits. Yes, I eat between 15 and 20 servings of fruit per day. Yes, I know I'm a little bit of a weirdo, but my Lord, does it taste good. And I'm very energetic. And I know that the two of them are related. So you take the power of the energy that you get plus a little bit of pumpkin spice flavor. Best of both worlds. Maple pumpkin popcorn. Oh, come on. This is ridiculous. Who comes up with this stuff? I don't love popcorn, but if you do, then boom, there you go. All right. So I see there's a lot of people writing the word guide. That's great. If you guys want this, just write the word guide. We'll send it over your way and it's yours. Here's what I want to know. When we come back here next week, a week from today, I want to know which one of those recipes you tried. I want you to try at least 2 of those recipes. Okay. So I'm serious. I'm going to start quizzing you guys, and I want you guys to be incorporating these foods into your diet and putting them in your mouth, feeding your family with them, and then giving me your feedback. If there's other particular recipes that you guys want us to develop, we can do it for you as well. I saw earlier, I'm trying to remember who it was. Somebody said they wanted a chia pudding that had a pumpkin spice, and we're going to do that for you. We're going to make that happen. Okay. Pumpkin spice nice cream or chia pudding would taste good. All right, Catherine, thank you for the recommendations. My team is now going to create an ice cream and a chia pudding, and I can already do that. I just did the nice cream formula in my head, so I already know what it is. Okay, Valley Tom says, I have a question for you. I have noticed many times that my blood sugar reading in the morning is higher than it was at night before bedtime. Can you explain this to me? Yes, this is my favorite topics. All right. Here's how this works. This is called basal glucose metabolism. Put on your science hat here for a second. All right. We're going to go deep into the inner workings of your liver and your pancreas. Your liver and your pancreas are 2 separate organs, and they have different functionalities. Your liver does a lot of things. Your pancreas does a lot of things. And the 2 of them are incommunicado all day long, every day. When you go to sleep, your liver is manufacturing glucose. The reason it manufactures glucose and puts glucose into your blood is because your liver is drip feeding glucose into your blood, and the glucose is designed to go all the way up to your brain and allow your brain to use that glucose as energy. That is its primary source of energy. The reason your liver has to drip feed glucose for your brain is because your brain cannot store glucose, nor can it manufacture its own glucose. So your brain is strictly dependent on glucose in your blood, and your liver says, hey, I'm going to take full responsibility for putting glucose in the blood to make sure that my brain functions properly. All right. So your liver is there to protect your brain function. That's very important. Number 2, your pancreas drip feeds insulin into your blood. And the purpose of that is because insulin drives blood glucose values down. So if your pancreas is drip feeding insulin into your blood to drive blood glucose down, and your liver is dropping glucose into your blood to drive glucose values up, that means the 2 of them are trying to counteract one another. So your liver's job is to say, hey, I'm trying to protect your brain, so let me drip feed glucose, but not too much glucose, because if I put too much glucose, then I can start to cause the pancreas to do things that it's, over manufacture insulin. So there's this sort of push and pull all day long, all night long, and it's just happening 24 hours a day behind the scenes, and you will never even feel it. Okay. So when you go to sleep and you wake up with a higher blood glucose value in the morning than when you went to bed, what this means is that your liver produced this much glucose and your pancreas either didn't keep up and wasn't capable of secreting enough insulin, or your liver overproduced, significantly overproduced, and your pancreas did increase, but not enough. So it could be a problem of either your liver or your pancreas. In most situations, the result is very simple. It's your liver. Your liver is overactive, and your liver is trying to manufacture too much glucose, and it's over exporting or over drip feeding your blood with glucose. And the answer to having it reduce that activity is to eat a diet that is consistent with maximal insulin sensitivity. The Mastering Diabetes method is exactly what that method is. So go pick up a copy of our book if you haven't read it already, the Mastering Diabetes book, okay? Go pick it up on Amazon and literally read the entire thing or listen to the audiobook, and you there, boom, right on the screen right there, okay? That book right there gives you the formula for success. If you follow the tips that are inside of that book to a T, what's going to happen is that your liver is going to become much more responsive to insulin, and it's just going to basically improve its overall health. And as a result of that, the amount of glucose that it puts in your blood is not going to be up here. it's going to be a little bit less because your liver is going to behave better. And as a result of that, your pancreas is not going to have to work as hard, and your pancreas doesn't have to secrete extra insulin. And the combination of the two of those means that when you go to sleep at night with a blood glucose of 85, you wake up in the morning with a blood glucose of 92, boom, problem solved. I hope that was helpful. Okay. We got to peace out in 1 minute here. But Rebecca says, hoping, do you have to take Amla before you notice anything? I take the powder and the supplement, but I don't really notice that it does anything. All right, cool. So Rebecca, there's actually a lot of people. I'm glad you asked this question because there's a lot of people who are like, I don't know. Is it working? Is it not working? I'm not 100% certain. And the answer is you don't necessarily always have to feel it and you don't have to see it. It would be nice if you could take a supplement and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, I can feel it right away. Like I have more cognitive energy. I'm more awake. I have more brain power, or, you know, my skin is clearer, or my nails are improving, or my hair is growing, or my breath doesn't stink as much, or I have less body odor, or my glucose is coming down, my cholesterol is coming down, right? There's many tiny little things that can happen as a result of putting a supplement in, and you have to be aware that all of those can change. So if you're saying that I'm taking the supplement, but I'm not actually feeling anything, my response would be, okay, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because we know from a scientific perspective that when you eat foods that have a high antioxidant content, they significantly improve the function of all tissues in your body, your brain, your thyroid gland, your liver, your kidney, your pancreas, your spleen, your sexual organs, your vasculature, your muscle, you name it. Every single one of these tissues is benefiting from having an antioxidant rich substance inside of your blood on a daily basis. You may start to feel some improvements over the course of time. And what I would do if I were you is I would start to notice the small things, okay? A couple of things that people have reported back to us are, number one, skin discoloration tends to go away. So sometimes people end up with like, you know, red splotches on their skin, or like varicose veins in their lower body, or like spots that have like developed over the course of time. And we've heard many people tell us that those spots have cleared up over the course of time and their skin just looks healthier. Number two, people have told us that their vision improves, and it takes a little bit of time for that to happen. But when they go back to their doctor for an eye exam, their doctor's like, whatever you've done, your vision actually got better. Okay. You might not be able to feel that right now today, but over the course of time, that might become a true statement. And then the third thing that I've noticed from a lot of people, a growing number of people, is they say their hair starts to grow faster and thicker than ever before. And we have known this as a scientific community because the Ayurvedic world has been using Amla Berries as a very powerful hair growth tool. And there's a lot of topical products that people use, like shampoos and conditioners, in order to actually get their hair to grow thicker. So if that's something that you care about, that might be worth paying attention to as well. Okay. So pay attention to the really, really, really subtle things. And if your glucose and your blood pressure and your cholesterol also happen to behave at the same time, then I would say it's a win-win. Cool. All right, kids. I love you guys so much. I got to bounce. Do you have a French version of the book? Unfortunately, we don't have a French version of the book. Maybe just throw it in ChatGPT and see if it can translate it for you. I don't know. It's just a thought. Anywho, I love you guys. And thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Have a kick-ass weekend. Enjoy yourselves. And I will catch you guys next week. Remember, if you said guide and you received that guide, I want you to make 2 recipes. I don't care what they are. I want you to make 2 recipes. Enjoy them. Give me some feedback next week and come back with more suggestions of new recipes that you guys want. And we will do our best to make them for you. You rock. Have a great day. And we'll catch you next time.